Monday morning here on Power Talk 1460 and 101 FM. Time to talk technology, and Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, on the line with us. Good morning, Luis.
Good morning, Mark. How are you?
Doing pretty good. So we have an interesting story today about ag tech and space, and this comes from Fresh Plaza, and an ag tech company announces the next generation container farm. Is this something they're going to be able to take into outer space?
Conceivably, yes. Since we talked about space this weekend, it is a really good idea about it. But it's a company out of Boston, Massachusetts that's developed essentially a self-contained hydroponic farm that works in a shipping container. You know, those ubiquitous containers you see at docks all over the place and on the container ships. People have been using those containers for all sorts of ingenious things. And these guys have taken these containers and turned them into a completely self-contained farm where you can grow anything. It has the technologies built into it so that you can regulate the water, you can regulate the air, you can regulate the LED lighting that you use to provide artificial sunlight. And they're selling them in over 15 countries and almost the entire United States. And the idea is that you can essentially have a farm in a container in a place where maybe you can't grow otherwise. Think of having a year-round fresh vegetable farm in Minnesota where the winters are long and the growing season very short. But because it's in a container and it's completely regulated, you can produce all the fresh vegetables you want year-round.
Is this energy intensive or is it energy saving?
Well, that's the other thing about it is they did a lot to minimize the amount of power that you need by using technology to regulate things like the lighting, like the water pumps and all of the other components of the system, because they recognize that they have to be competitive. Somebody wants to use this container farm to grow vegetables so that they can sell them later. Well, you have to be able to be price set competitive for that. So if too much power is an issue, that's not going to work out. But by controlling every aspect of it, you're able to produce, according to them, a better product for a lot less cost. And because it is a hydroponic self-contained unit, you don't need things like pest controls. You don't need things necessarily like pesticides because you can limit access. So pesticides aren't a problem like they are in open air farming. So in essence, it's an organic product that you can provide either for yourself and your community or for your customers if you want to farm and sell.
What's the yield like?
That's a good question. I don't know. It's about 320 square feet of growing space. So, and it's vertical. So not just one level, there's multiple levels all the way to the top of the container that you can grow. So, if you are growing strawberries or you're growing tomatoes or you're growing leafy greens, you have multiple trays. Think of it as, all these shelves full of trays, as opposed to just one layer on the ground.
And it's called Freight Farms is the name of the product. And they're specializing right now in leafy greens at this point. And if you want to purchase one of these, it's called the Greenery, and it retails for $104,000. Should be available sometime this spring. So it's here. The future is here.
Yeah, check it out at freightfarms.com.
All right. Luis Alvarez, CEO of the Alvarez Technology Group, our guest this morning on Power Talk Radio, and their website is alvareztg.com. At AlvarezTG is the Twitter handle. Luis, how do they get in touch with you?
Give us a call at 866-78-ITEEN. That's 866-784-8326.
Thank you, Luis.
Thank you, Mark.